Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do all the socially things that are scrolling past you on the screen right now. A retweet or an upvote would be amazing. Thank you very much indeed. I want to do something I try not to do all that often, which is sort of address the previous video. Because I know that in years to come, these will just be a whole mess of videos randomly recommended to people or whatever. It's difficult to find the last video. I'll put a link to it in the comments below. And the last video I did was about thinking that I see the manipulation going on in the world and that somehow represents some sort of narcissistic superpower. And we could continue to talk about that as a thing. I've rethought various concepts and ideas and things relating to it. It is a topic I could revisit, but I'm not going to. That's not really what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about isn't necessarily what I said, but was the fact that it seems to have made a lot of people go, oh, that was really narcissistic, Rich. And that's the bit that interests me today. If you want, you can click the pause this, whatever, go and look at the other video, see what I actually said. It doesn't kind of matter. The fact is I said something that a lot of people interpreted and decided and said was really narcissistic. I'm doing it already. Look, I said things a lot of people said were narcissistic. That's almost fucking Trumpian, which makes me want to vomit. So first of all, when addressing this issue, right? I said I have MPD. We're clear on that, right? I mean, just so we're all on exactly the same page, I have MPD. I need to make that very clear. I thought I had. I thought that was sort of how the video started every time, but I have MPD. I'm going to occasionally say narcissistic things and think narcissistic things. I'm in therapy and I'm a long way into therapy. And also I have BPD, which drags down a lot of the harsher side of MPD. But it's still there, and it will come out of me from time to time as much as I try to control it and change behaviors. It's still there. And maybe you got to see it. Because I'm not actually disputing whether what I said was narcissistic or not. I'm just going to go with it. I'll accept that. It was said to me by people whose opinions I trust, and so I'm just going to go with that. I'm not here to refute that. I'm just saying, what did you expect? This is going to happen from time to time. I'm doing my best. But it's difficult sometimes. And clearly, some things trigger it more and make me feel a particular way more than other times. But it's there. I'm not perfect yet. Can you hear it? For God's sake, I'm not even doing it on purpose. I'm not perfect yet. And I enjoy this sort of coming out, to be honest, because there have been so many comments of, you don't really have MPD because you do this or you don't do that or whatever. Are you paying attention, people? But anyway, the reason why I brought us back to this is not actually just to have that little rant. I know you know I've got MPD. What has occurred to me is that as I go through this process of healing, of trying to adjust my behaviors and go to some form of what most people consider normalcy, all of it is happening through the view of having MPD. So while I know I have it and I'm trying to get better, it is still affecting the way I know I have it and the way I'm trying to get better. And so it brings out these stupid thoughts like, I don't just have a problem. There's not an aspect here that's a problem. It's some sort of narcissistic superpower. It has to be something that in some way makes me better than somebody else. Because as I discover these things about myself, whatever it is, as I learn more about my attitudes and become more introspective, I'm going to discover things I don't like, and I'm going to want to narcissist all over those as well and change how I feel about them. And not doing that is a part of the process that I clearly haven't reached yet, because I'm only just becoming aware that it's a thing. I'm not just healing, I'm healing while still suffering from it. So everything that I do to heal is framed through the eyes of NPD. I can see therapy and getting better as a failure or a success. All of these elements, being good at getting better. I'm proud of how good I am at therapy. And it's all framing healing from NPD through the eyes of NPD. It's bizarre. It's very odd, and I didn't know I did it. And so maybe having a little narcissistic outburst from time to time is actually beneficial, because I can't analyze what isn't displaying. If it's not coming out, then I'm fine, right? But stuff is still clearly coming out, and I can analyze that now, and it's given me something more interesting to look at. There is this element of defeat, of failure, of having something wrong with you, and that means you're weak or have failed. That sort of thing. And so this is that's one of the things that makes NPD very difficult to treat, because you've got to admit that you've got it. And you've got to admit how deep it goes. And clearly there are still new depths for me to dig in here. There's new stuff for me to discover. It still goes deeper than I think, because it's affecting my therapy and my healing. It's still a mess all over something. It's like I've got sticky fingers, and whatever I touch becomes sticky too. So at the moment, I'm touching therapy and healing, and I'm making it sticky with NPD. And it's not until all the NPD has gone all together that I'll really be able to actually properly heal everything. This is clearly, do you know what? I'm figuring out this is a much longer journey than I thought it was. And I thought it was a long journey. But that's where I am with it. I feel like I've taken a step. I mean, a bit of a spoiler alert for those of you who are a bit behind me in therapy. You've kind of got these to come, right? I kind of, you should get to make these discoveries on your own. No one told me this. Oh, well. Anyway, you take care. I'll see you later. Bye.